All right, let's get right into it. There's one massive question on everyone's mind, the one that's been blowing up social media for months. Is the global sensation K-pop Demon Hunters actually getting a sequel?
Okay, so before we even get to the answer, you have to grasp just how massive this movie was. I mean, let's just start with this one number, $325.1 million. That's how many views it pulled in on Netflix. We're talking about a completely unprecedented, record-destroying hit here.
And get this wasn't just a big deal for an animated movie. No, K-pop Demon Hunters didn't just top the animation charts, it blew past everything. We're talking bigger than star-packed blockbusters like Red Notice. It even beat the show that took over the entire world, Squid Game, to become Netflix's most-watched title, ever. Full stop.
So, here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll look at how this thing became such a juggernaut. Then, the wild story of how Sony initially rejected it. We'll get into the anatomy of what made it a hit, and then, the main event, will confirm that sequel. After that, we'll look at how they're expanding the universe and what this all means for animation going forward.
Right, let's jump in. And we're not just talking about eyeballs on screens here. This film's success was, well, it was a total cultural takeover. It got rave reviews from critics, it scooped up major awards, it basically proved that a streaming-first animated movie could be an absolute force of nature.
Just look at this chart. It really shows you the pure dominance. It didn't just squeak past the records, it obliterated them. I mean, knocking Squid Game off the #1 all-time spot. That's insane. But what really gets me is this, 20 weeks in the global top 10. 20. That shows you people weren't just watching it once, they were watching it again and again. And on top of all that, it wasn't just a fan favorite, it got the critical love too, with big wins like a Golden Globe.
Okay, but here's where the story gets really wild. You'd think an idea this huge started with a massive studio bidding war, right? Nope. It actually started with a no. This thing was a 7-year-long journey that almost never even happened.
And this timeline really lays out that long, winding road. You see director Maggie Kang pitching the concept way back in 2018. Then, Sony Animation passes on it. Can you imagine? It wasn't until 2021 when Sony and Netflix struck that huge distribution deal that the project finally got the green light it needed. And boom, fast forward to June 2025, and it premieres to the world.
So what was this game-changing idea? Well, it came right from the director, Maggie Kang. She wanted to see heroines who were, totally cool and badass, but also goofy and relatable, characters you could actually see yourself in. It was that simple, powerful vision, blending the slick, modern K-pop world with something deeply human that became the film's secret sauce.
And that vision? It translated perfectly to the screen. That's why hundreds of millions of people just could not get enough of it. It was like a perfect storm, right? 3 key things all coming together to create something totally new and unforgettable.
Okay, so ingredient number 1, the world. They perfectly mixed the cool, neon-soaked vibe of K-pop with ancient Korean folklore. It felt both brand new and super epic. Number 2, the music. This wasn't just background noise. The soundtrack was a monster hit on its own. And finally, number 3, the look. I mean, come on. This was Spider-Verse level animation, totally dazzling and with its own unique visual language. Just incredible stuff.
And right at the heart of the film's lore is this really cool concept, the Han Moon. Think of it as this mystical barrier between our world and the demon world. And what powers it? The soul energy of fans connecting with music. It's such a brilliant idea. It literally turns the power of fandom into a weapon that saves the world.
And about that music, it was not a gimmick. The movie's fictional group, Hunter X, wasn't just putting out a few fun songs for the film. Their album became a genuine phenomenon. It topped the charts and, as you can see here, even outsold real-world superstars like BTS and Blackpink in the US. A fictional band did that. Wild.
Okay, so we've seen the insane, record-breaking numbers, we've heard the unbelievable origin story, we've broken down the magic ingredients that made it a global smash, which brings us all the way back to that big question. After all of that, is there any way a sequel wasn't gonna happen?
So let's just cut to the chase. The answer you've been waiting for is yes. It's not a maybe, it's not a rumor, it is 100% confirmed. K-pop Demon Hunters 2 is happening. And they've even given us a year to look forward to. Go ahead and circle it on your calendars for like 4 years from now, because the sequel is officially slated for 2029.
And here's what we know so far. First,
The original Dream Team is back. Directors Maggie Kang and Chris Applehans are returning so that creative spark is safe. Second, that 2029 date, it's on purpose. They're giving it a full 4-year production cycle, just like the Spider-Verse movies, to make sure the animation is just as breathtaking as the first one. This is all about quality over speed.
But here's the thing. They're not just making another movie. Oh no. The plan is way, way bigger than that. They're building an entire KPDA universe.
The directors have already confirmed a major shift in focus for the sequel. The first movie was really Rumi's story, right? Her journey of accepting her part demon side. Well, the second film is going to zoom in on the other band members. They've said they wrote these incredibly detailed backstories for both Mira and Zoe that had to be cut from the first film, and now we're finally going to get to see them.
And this whole universe is expanding way beyond just movies. There's already a short film in the works. The characters have already dropped into Fortnite as skins. There are huge toy deals with Hasbro and Mattel coming in 2026. An official art book. I mean, they're even teasing the idea of other international demon hunting groups. This is going to be a massive, global franchise.
So let's zoom out for a second. With a sequel confirmed and a universe blowing up, what's the big picture here? What does the success of K-pop Demon Hunters really mean for the future of animation?
This is so important. The creators are all in on animation. You know how every big animated movie these days seems to get a live-action remake? Well, director Maggie Kang has put her foot down and said, nope, not happening. She's been really clear that the whole vibe of the movie, the comedy, the action, the heart, it just wouldn't work in live action. It would lose its magic.
And that really leaves us with this final big idea. By blending cultures so seamlessly, by tapping into a global music trend, and by proudly, unapologetically saying that animation is the best way to tell this story, has K-pop Demon Hunters basically written a brand new blueprint for a modern blockbuster? A global, cross-cultural, animation-first blockbuster? And I think the answer to that, just like the sequel, is a definite yes.